day in media this year so far. We just got news about 30 minutes ago, multiple updates about a minute apart that has shaken up the year. Shannon Sharpe has been officially fired by ESPN, and Gilbert Arenas just got arrested by the feds, and he's facing 15
Dang, Gilbert.
years in prison.
15.
Now, let's tackle the Shannon Sharpe news because that's a little less shocking and more predictable, and then we'll get to this Gilbert Arenas madness. With the help of the ultimate ambulance chaser, Tony Busby, an OF model in her 20s, sued a 50-plus-year-old Shannon Sharpe for rape and related abuse, which she would say occurred in their 2-year relationship. Now, Shannon Sharpe initially came out and said he's innocent, he's going to fight this tooth and nail, this is an extortion ploy. He really took a stance that a lot of men appreciated. Because regardless if you have Shannon Sharpe money or not, it just leaves a bad taste in any man's mouth who watch a woman engage in consensual relations for 2 years and then wakes up one day and say, I'm going to sue this man for $50 million. It just doesn't.
I can't imagine being an athlete or do a lot of money and they just do that, bro. That's crazy.
Doesn't make sense. And then messages got released where she's telling him to pay $25,000 for each cheek, allegedly after the quote-unquote rape and violations happened. It just screams.
$55 for each cheek. What the world?
Scream.
I don't get to paying for it, bro. I could never pay for it, bro.
Scream.
This is Pod 5, the first fully immersive sleep system. Intelligent.
Like an extortion ploy. And Shannon Sharpe took a stance that we thought he was going to stick to, but he didn't.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right.
You could tell you're reading something right here.
This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation.
50 M's is crazy.
And trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys.
Shortly after this announcement, it was revealed that Shannon Sharpe was taking a hiatus away from ESPN and that he will be back at the start of the football season. So Shannon Sharpe said this was mutually agreed upon, that he wanted to take a step back from ESPN to focus on this, and he'll be back. And they all assured that he did not get fired, that he was still a part of the ESPN team, and we still love Shannon Sharpe. But behind the scenes, there are rumblings that, man, after like that chick released audio of apparently Shannon Sharpe saying he would choke her, apparently this was something that her and Shannon Sharpe did. It was some role play stuff. But once she released the audio out of context, ESPN said, bro, this is just too messy, man. And there was rumblings that Shannon Sharpe was done at ESPN.
Can't be mad at ESPN, though.
For good. But they would still maintain the fact that Shannon Sharpe was going to be back at the start of football season. Well, preseason has started. Shannon Sharpe hasn't been back at ESPN. So while people were trying to figure that out, we got a bombshell that got released that made everybody look at Shannon Sharpe a little crazy. So we got word that Shannon Sharpe and the accuser reached a settlement, right? And this came after, like a week after we got reports that the court date that was scheduled for Shannon Sharpe and the accuser to have their first day in court, none of like the parties showed up. Like Shannon Sharpe and his attorneys never showed up, and Tony Busby and Gabby never showed up. So that was strange. So I guess a settlement was reached like a week before.
That's really weird.
So the first question is, come on, bruh. A settlement? Shannon Sharpe offered this chick $10 million apparently before they came forward. So if they rejected $10 million, can you imagine what they settled for? And that's before we got reports on exactly what the amount was. Tony Busby actually released a statement after the news of the settlement got released. And he said both sides acknowledge a long-term consensual and tumultuous relationship. After protracted and respectful negotiations, I'm pleased to announce that we have reached a mutually agreed upon resolutions. All matters have now been addressed satisfactorily, and the matter is closed. Yo, when you put language like that, man, you know you content, bro. You satisfied. You good with what the outcome is. And then after Tony Busby said this, to make matters worse for Shannon Sharpe in the eyes of the public, Gabby released a statement of her own. And this statement really pissed men off everywhere, bro. I'm talking about boiled the blood of men everywhere. A statement like this really makes me despise Shannon Sharpe. Gabby released a statement letting the world know she is officially retired after the settlement. So Gabrielle Zuniga wrote a statement. Now, she didn't address the fact that, she pushed Shannon Sharpe through hell. She just says, today, I have decided to retire from OF. Thank you for the incredible support you've
Shannon Sharpe said, you gotta retire.
shown me over the past few years. This community has given me
They probably still mess around with each other.
a life I could have never imagined. I'll still be active on social media and have several new projects in the works that I can't wait to share. I'm truly excited for this new chapter. I love you all forever and ever. And the reason why this pissed off a lot of men, man, because the very thought that degeneracy, like lies. Now, if Shannon Sharpe settled, maybe she wasn't lying. But the very thought that this woman lied, used degeneracy, used hoeing to a retirement at 23 years old, that pissed off a lot of men, bro. And it made me look at Shannon Sharpe a little crazy, bro.
It's smart, though.
Because from his first message, I thought he was for the cause. I thought Shannon Sharpe was going to ride us out. But then reports came out that Shannon Sharpe settled for $23 million. He put $23 million in his woman's pockets. That right there just pissed
That is crazy, though.
me off to the point where, I can't even look at Shannon Sharpe the same. I haven't watched a Shannon Sharpe nightcap episode since. I haven't watched a Shannon Sharpe interview since. I can't even look at that man the same, bro. You retired a 23-year-old scallywag. She won't ever have to work again for the rest of her life. And you only got to clap cheeks for what, a year and a half? And half of that you was paying for the cheeks because we seen the messages. She's telling you $25K a cheek. Bro, I despise you, man.
$25K a cheek, bro. What is Shannon Sharpe doing, bro? What is he doing, bro?
Okay. And ESPN was apparently as disgusted as the rest of us because ESPN announced this morning they're done with Shannon Sharpe. He's fired. They have parted ways. Now, this was not like an amicable statement. This was not like the previous statement. We have mutually decided to put. No, he's fired. We have let him go. Sports Illustrated confirmed the news that Shannon Sharpe was fired by Andrew Marchand. Now, there was no talks of a settlement of a buyout because when he left Fox or when he got fired from Fox, there was a buyout. Fox paid out the rest of his salary. But with ESPN, they had every right to fire Shannon Sharpe. I believe there's some type of moral clause there. So Shannon Sharpe was hoping, that he could probably have them buy out some of his contract. If let's say Shannon Sharpe contract was 5 years, $25 million, and this is like the first year and he was still owed, let's say $20 million, well, they would have had to buy out Shannon Sharpe for the $20 million if they just wanted him to go away. But when you fire Shannon Sharpe for violating like your rules, you don't have to pay him out nothing. And that's what it looks like. Now, Shannon Sharpe was in the works of a $100 million podcast deal before this lawsuit. I don't know if that podcast deal is still on the table, bro. I'm sorry.
100 million?
Like, I don't know, bro. All right, because now whoever was about to sign Shannon Sharpe, they got all the leverage.
Right. They all Stephen A. Smith's co-partners got fired like the past 10 years. Skip Bayless. Well, I don't know if he got fired, but all people that left. Skip Bayless, Max Kellerman, Shannon Sharpe. Great.
All right, now they can throw Shannon Sharpe probably 50 of this. $50 million is still a blessing, especially after paying Gabby Zuniga $23 million.
We have breaking news. Having just learned former NBA star Gilbert Arenas